Bienvenue, YouTube. Welcome. My name is Emily. Welcome to the YouTube video here on the channel. Today, we're looking at something a little bit different. This is what I would call a possible situation that could develop. Now, this situation is a further development of the current situation in the Straits of Hormuz, where effectively the US has declared victory and gone home, and what we would sort of term blue forces, sort of EU and other historically allied with America ships are being attacked. So this is a situation I would probably term as being unlikely to about a realistic probability. So 30 to 40, 35 to 40%, I would position this in that something like this may happen, where the EU or European nations are left escorting their ships through the Straits of Hormuz. So in this situation, we've got a Type 45 destroyer here, HMS Dragon. Dragon is currently sitting off Aquatiri to provide air defence for them. What we'll do whilst we're looking at we will just start rotating on our sensors, and we're going to launch our Merlin, which is not working. Wonderful. So I can't launch our Merlin. We've also, from a warship perspective, we've got HMS Somerset. This is a less high fidelity model than the Type 45. This is what we call Kit Bash, but for all intents and purposes, the model here is accurate, or as accurate as we can make it, to a Type 23. I'm going to say is what Somerset is. It's a life extended. Hang on, Type 23. Yes, life extended Type 23 destroyer. So it's got sea-separated missiles and 8 NSMs, and I'm going to just and we'll tow decoy Gar as well. Next, we've got the French involvement, which is a Aquitaine class frigate, the Lorraine, which is an air defence frigate. Crew of the Americans, apparently. And the Succouf, which is at Lafayette. Sorry, watch too much Hamilton. And we've got air search and surface on for her as well. Now, does she have a helicopter I can launch? Please tell me she has a helicopter I can launch. No, I've got no air assets. Keck. We'll say the helicopter's on flying because there's a major sound threat. There we go. So what we'll do is we'll let the sim run. So we are playing this from a sort of task force admiral perspective. This is a US. The idea for this ship is that it is a unmanned surface vehicle. It's about the best representation I can get. I'm aware it's a French Commando Zodiac, but it's the best representation I can give. What we are going to do is basically this would pick up at about this range, but now we've got missiles coming in. We've got Shahed drones coming in. So you can see they're jet-powered Shaheds, and they're targeting. So we're targeting them with Asters from the Lorraine. Now Somerset is going to be best placed to deal with the USV. So what we'll do is engage deck gun. And now what we're going to see is the difficulty of engaging one of these, because it can jink and weave in real life, and it's a very difficult thing to hit. So we've got our USVs coming in. Got they're dual tapping each of the drones, which is not entirely inaccurate. This is what an Aster looks like. Aster's gliding in now, burns finished, 1100 knots, and smash. Now pause. One of the things you will get people saying, and it's a very popular line to take at the moment, is that Shahed's $20,000. You know, an air defense missile is quite a few million. That's actually quite a good screenshot there for a thumbnail. If I could only do it from this perspective, maybe a bit better. Yes, I can. Good. So that's pretty accurate, you know, can't doubt the price tags there. However, you've got to look at this from two other perspectives. $20,000 to the Iranians is a lot more than $20,000 is to us. So Iranian currency is horrifically down in the toilets. in terms of bad. And so stand by when I get the conversion rate. So the conversion for one of these is it costs the Iranians roughly 2.36 trillion, not billion, not million, trillion rial to make, which is local currency. The median take home in Iran for a family unit, bear in mind this isn't for a home, is 439,000 rial. So 2,365,361,412 divided by 439. So that is about the median take home of 5,319 households. And yeah, so it's actually about 1-to-1 in terms of purchasing power. So that's the way to think about this. Anyway, I'm going to quickly grab a screenshot here now that we're looking at this for so long. Snipping tool. A rectangle, please. New. Nonk. That's my thumbnail right there. Donk. So yeah, the Aster's proximity fuse onto it. Now, we've got Somerset engaging that USB with her deck gun, and she's not hitting it. Does she have a CWIS? She should have a CWIS. Please tell me she's got a CWIS. She does not have a CWIS. This is not good. So what we'll do, this would normally be a helicopter job, I'll be honest. So we are gonna, that's Gas Prince, Lorraine. Can you get involved with your 20mm? No, you can't. Okay, Lorraine, I'm gonna have you sail and bring you up to a flank bell. And just so I don't break anything here, formation, leave formation. Turn head on at the USV threat. Engage with your deck gun. Now her deck gun will be rapid fire, but I'm closing her in so that she can engage with her CWIS, which is a close-in weapon system, which is... I apologise, I'm not very familiar with Aquitans, which will be one of these. Also, her deck guns, which is one of these. So I'll then turn a broadside. Oh, the commander has been killed, so she'll rejoin formation. Formation, join Group 1, which is our task force. No. Yes, you can see this has been blown out the water. There were no commandos in it, like I say, it was just a USV. You can see he's stoically going down with the ship. The guy who isn't there, the AI. There we go, the AI is stoically going down with the ship. Now you've got time 45 here, you've got your Navy guys in full flash gear. They'll probably not be on the deck if we're launching VLS. So I'm just going to put a rough pin in it. So the thing is, we'd end up getting attacked by these Sharheads all day. Because we've got no way of attacking them at the moment. But now that I'm actually here... And yes, your surface search is on, so you're providing us. So you can see, because we're double tapping Asters, there's going to be some Asters that go to waste. And just splash into the ocean harmlessly. I'm not sure whether in real life they self-destruct as they have here, or they just splash in. I'm not 100% sure. I'd hope they self-destruct because of the way that they've been used in the past, but alas. Just trying to see if I can find where I put the Sharhead launchers. But even just Sharheads, like I say, a sustained Sharhead attack like that would be nicht so gut. I'm trying to think what would be a good way to locate them. We'll bring the E3 up. And put him right over the top of the convoy. Annoyingly, like I say, I've got no helicopters that we can put up, because this would normally be a send a helicopter out and the helicopter would go blinking. Just to double check. Flight deck. It knows it's got an aircraft on board, but it's not launching one. Oh no, there is... Yeah, we go. Merlin. Scramble Merlin. Sharheads, so they are further inland. Because they keep attacking us, we are going to put up our helicopters. Just the rain, because they changed the way the flight deck works, and it's, yeah. Yes, NH90, scramble. Somerset. No, ignore my orders. Navigate, resume course. Lorraine. Navigate, resume course. Cyclone 1. Over the top of the commander RAF will be your rally point. Somerset. Flight deck. She's got a Sea King on board still. We'll switch it to links. Scramble. And then we've got a Merlin. Next spooling, I'll put them over the top of that. So we're going to launch the Merlin. He's not got a machine gunner on board, for peep's sake. Merlin. So I'm going to recover the Merlin to the deck. Orders. RTB. Abort launch, abort launch. Because I want to rearm the Merlin, which is going to take about 5 minutes, and then we'll get fitted out with machine guns. I believe the NH90s will have deck gunning. No, they're torpedoes as well. Fucking wonderful. Sea King, please help me out. No torpedoes at all. Does no one have a door gunner? Or like a beaten pistol? Merlin. Merlin, orders RTB. And he's going to do a Milsom approach. Got the side door open. You can see the guys in there doing their anti-submarine warfare stuff. We don't want anti-submarine warfare. We want a door gun. Or a missile, ideally. This is where having a Wildcat would be handy, because the Wildcats can do Martlets. Cyclone 1 is one of those. And then a Sea King. He's sitting on deck at the moment. You can see how he's in an angle so that he fits. He's a big boy. So you can see that these ships can handle this absolutely fine. So I think that area there, probably going to update a track about there. Then we'll hit that with rubber. So just marking the point for where we think Shahad are launching from. What we'll do, Cyclone, you're going to act as our intelligence guy. Bomb it over there. Give me an altitude of 1,000 feet, please. Orders on navigation, resume course. See, I've got missiles going out for those guys. So, like I say, these guys can plink missiles all day. Now, the issue you have, all of our ships that we have in the coalition today launch their missiles from what we call a VLS. It's a vertical launching system. This cannot be replenished at sea. If you're the Royal Navy, you've got two choices for where to go for replenishment. Bahrain, which is up this neck of the wood, basically, or you've got to make it through the strait for that, or Gibraltar, or Portsmouth, which is Portsmouth yeah, basically the south coast of England. I'm not even picking a city out now. So that is your issue. Now we've got enough missiles that we can plink like this all day. However, it's the longevity of the operation, right? Because we've got 36 rounds, I believe, on a Type 45, a few, varying amounts on the other ships. When we run out of rounds, they're very difficult to replenish, right? It's not like you're a soldier with a rifle, you just remove the magazine and fit it as a magazine. It's far more difficult to replace them. Cyclone, like I say, he's going to investigate what you can see. Where's the Merlin? Merlin's recovering to the deck now. Oh, he's on the deck, wonderful. Can I rearm him yet? Dragon, flight deck. Still not recovered. I was like, please, can I have I don't know, anti-surface warfare? as the French get involved and give us a break, because we're recovering our aircraft to rearm it appropriately. Oh, that's getting close, I think, actually. Just judging by where that stayed. No, it's not. I'm just hallucinating. What will be interesting to see is, like I say, once those missiles get expended, what does it look like? So, obviously the hangar doors have been opened to allow the Merlin to be put away. Then we go flight deck. Okay, servicing. Please, Christ, let me arm this thing. Okay, so they want 5 minutes to service it after a 10-second flight. I just needed a rearm. Ah! Type 45, Type 23, correction. Lorraine, did you launch your helicopter? Yes. So he's setting at 6 knots at the moment. Lafayette, Sakoof. You've got an AS, so we abort that. And then we put it back inside. And that's, you still... Lads, why's no one got a machine gun that they can put in the helicopter? Like, can we not just find your favourite French Marine, give him a machine gun, sit him in the helicopter and say shoot at things? Right, we're going to go up to some fast forwarding time now, as we pass through the area. Now, Cyclone 1, which is our support helicopter, was not a bad guess, that. So he's going to stay off the shore, stay reasonably low. Sea King has 3. What are you doing? Somerset, bloody rejoin the formation, you tit. You can return to the deck also. I'm really hoping Merlin can have a machine gun. Actually, no, better solution here. 4.5 inch, well, not range, isn't it? That's, yeah, I thought that would be. And I've got no cruise missiles. Wonderful. And Somerset, has he got anything he can engage with from where he is? Yeah, no. Sakoof, that's a anti-ship missile, is the Exocet. Mistral's a SAM, Corotal's a SAM. Lorraine, that's an Exocet, yeah. He's at Avasta 30s already, look at that. And it's at this point I wish we had, like I say, the vague ability to just blink a cruise missile at someone. To be honest with you, I probably should have given us fast air support. We would have had fast air support in real life. Is there a way for me to... Let's just see if he can hit it with a torpedo. Single shot. You can see what the Shahhead tails look like, though. Oh! So they're actually got missiles on deck. A lot of the time, these look like just trucks. There's a truck with the curtain side trailer on. Trailer tips up. Missiles come out. And drops and runs, basically. And that is very unsporting, because it's very difficult to find them. But also, it'll be one of the reasons that the current American involvement won't be able to find them all. If you just put your missiles on trucks on the road and drive them around, they look exactly the same as normal Iranian lorry drivers going about their business. You know, and therein lies the issue. Now, but like I say, so we've come under a sustained Shahhead attack. That didn't really lead to anything. We'll just put ourselves back to fast forwarding of time. In the end of time. Flight deck. There you go, Merlin can launch. We've got Chaff. Submarine Warfare, Hunter. MU-90. That'll be depth charges. So no, we're not interested in that. What he can launch, Somerset. Pause. Somerset's flight deck, he can launch. He's got 2 minutes left on servicing with the Sea King. Wonderful. Hopefully the Sea King, like I say, we can give him, we can give one of the Royal Marines on board a machine gun and just say, shoot at that missile until it changes shape or colour. One of the two. Somerset 3 joining her place in the formation. Right, let's see if I've now got a thing working. Anti-submarine warfares. That's torps and sonar buoys. Wonderful. Okay. So yeah, we're going to just pretend that that site's destroyed now. There should be one more threat that we get, but I don't think we're going to get it because, lol, Rafflecopters. But yeah, Cyclone's just sitting there watching them like, no, you cannot do this. We'll order them to RTV. Because it was a very good punt. Just center it on the missile site. And just task that for later destruction, basically. Lorraine, return to formation. You know what we'll do? Because we're very funny here. I don't think we're going to get the other threat, but that just shows that, like I say, with a sustained Shahhead attack, there's nothing to be concerned about. USVs, they are probably harder to detect than what I had there, and substantially more dangerous because they can carry their own missiles. They can, they can do all sorts of stuff. That would be bad. This AWACS isn't a US AWACS. NATO maintains a number of E3As based in Luxembourg that we would probably be using for this situation because E7 Wedgetails are not due to come into service for quite some time, and so it'll be still sort of the more elderly E3s that would be used. I'm going to do a flyby at 1,000 feet off the convoy. Because badassery is needed. Oh, that's cool, right? Like, the AWACS... what's the free cam? Sorry, standby one. I know militarily that gives very little, and this makes very little sense, but from a visual perspective, I think that looks really cool. But to sort of draw my conclusions here, I think in the present state that we see as of today, March 21st, 2026, of Iran's naval defences, that's what we're going to get, I think, in terms of counter-fire. Sort of sporadic, not very well sustained, sort of counter-ship fire. If you are able to escort your ships through, I think they're pretty safe. We're already seeing, though, sort of some ships sailing between, I believe it's Karg and the mainland, where you've got sort of coast watchers visually verifying who they are. They sort of provide their information through intermediaries. They then sail through and they go, yeah, this is us, and the Iranians go, yeah, that's you, cool, you're safe to pass through. Whether that's for a bribe or for not for a bribe, but for a quote unquote toll fee, or what that's for, then that remains to be seen. But like I say, overall, I think, the current situation, if a European coalition or NATO in some form was to say we're going to escort at-risk ships through the area, I don't think the Iranians could do much about that. And bear in mind, this is a very, very limited scope. I think in real life, it's very likely, going back to that probability yardstick that I really enjoy, I think it is very likely, or highly likely, that you would have fast air support. So whether that is we're being attacked, scramble a Typhoon with some missiles on board to go sort of destroy the missile launch site, or even Type 45 with their Lynx Wildcat on board, which would have a Wildcat Lynx on board, which would, corrections, not even Wildcat Lynx, with Wildcat on board to counter-fire them with martlets, that would be extremely likely. And as soon as you can pinpoint a launch site, they can't do much about it. In terms of sort of the military, again, there's the sort of spec here, we've recovered Cyclone, but assuming you had a helicopter parked sort of here off the coast, we are still seeing some limited Iranian air defences. They're not radar guided, they're SACLOS. SACLOS is difficult to defend against, that's what that F-35 was hit by. Or it appears clarity that F-35 was hit by. SAC loss is basically I can see it, contrast lock it with my camera, or just basically the equivalent of an RC plane into the side or wherever of an air threat. That would be something like your APSM system if you want to research that further. That is, no amount of stealth and RAM coating and clever design is going to protect you from that. That is just how the cookie crumbles on that front, right? Effectively, you see it, you can kill it. You can't do much about that. In terms of manpads, I would rate the manpad threat still as probably quite high, especially on missile sites. That'll be your shoulder-launched, Iglas, that kind of manoeuvre. Those, they are decoyable still with with flares, but they are still obviously, a threat, and there is still a risk that you wouldn't come back after tussling with one of those. Those are, but that is part of helicopter combat, quite frankly, in 2026. There's always a risk. Everything we do in military anythingness has a risk to it, right? The fact that we're doing this flyby in an E3, even though we know there's zero sort of threats militarily against us, this has a risk, right? It could go wrong, the E3 could crash, the E3 could crash into a ship. Like, everything we do has a risk. Putting to sea in a ship has a risk. Yeah, thank you for coming to this TED Talk. There we go. Power flyover at 220 knots. Buster. Sort of fly past, like I say, it's a convoy of 10 ships. I've arranged them to be sort of hidden behind as much as possible the warships, but yeah, 1045 was just the first ship I spawned into. It has to be at the centre because of physics of sea power. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Hope you found my conclusion insightful. Let me know what you think. Bear in mind, I'm not using this to criticise anyone in particular. I'm just using this to provide some analysis of what I think could happen based off previous attempts. Thanks for watching. Emily out. Well, that was slower than I expected.